Section 1.4, Common Dialog Windows. In this section, we're going to be discussing how to connect to the Pi server using a common connection dialog box. We'll learn about the different methods that are available for finding tags. We have tag searches available, and also how to examine a tag configuration. We'll start by connecting to Pi servers. So these are the common dialog boxes that are going to appear for all of the different Pi applications. First and foremost would be the Pi Connection Manager. Okay, Pi Connection Manager lists the names of the servers up here in the corner, and the individual server information is over in the main window. So that main window can be divided into two areas. This would be the settings right here, and these would be the information that's associated. Things like the server ID and internal ID and the IP address, etc. Now the Connection Manager is something that we can edit and then save, and you can change things like the default server. So let's take a look at how these types of changes are made. I'm going to go out to the Pi server and bring up the Pi System Management Tools. I'll choose File, Connections. Now this File Connections is available from within most Pi applications, and from within Connections you can see a list of all the computers that I can connect to. Now when I select this, that's not actually going to initiate a connection, but when I do check the checkbox, that in fact initiates a new connection. Now we can see the information over here. We can make changes to that. So for example, if I wanted to make a change to this, say I want to use PyDemo as a different user, I just make the change and then save that. I'll go back and set this to my power user PyAdmin. So these are some of the settings that we can change. You can choose Server, Add Server to add a new server, which we'll do in a second. You can also choose Tools Options to make changes. So for example, if I want to change to a different default server, I can do that. Now, I should point out the reason we have different servers here is because, well, let's say we've got different operating environments, a tetraethyl lead unit, a sulfuric acid unit, or one that monitors a server farm, for example. Each of those would have different information that I may want to see, and so we have the ability here to manage the connections to each of those, to specify the user that we're going to log on with, etc. So since Pi can span lots of servers, you're going to need some management tool, and this is what we use. To add a new server, we would go into File, Connections, choose Server, Add New Server, and just type the name of the server. At this point, you do have the option to change the Pi user that you're connecting with. There are two Pi users created by default at the beginning, and later on in the class I'll show you how to create other Pi users. Very simple process. Also, I can specify what the password is for that user if I want the password to be passed along automatically. This confirm is simply going to allow us, as we press OK, to actually confirm that that server exists. And I'm going to get rid of that because in fact this server doesn't exist. We have a question to answer, and that is whether it's a Pi 2 or Pi 3 server. Basically, if it's a VMS based server on an alpha or OpenVMS machine, then you would use Pi 2. It's very, very rare. We do support older versions of Pi. That's why we have this choice here. But that's how we would create this brand new server, or specify a brand new server.